Okay, from reading your essays on the last quiz, there's something from reading them, I've decided there's something we have to talk about, which is I've kind of assumed and I haven't made real clear. And that is the very simple fact that a poem, a poem that's great, if it's going to have a greatness to it, the poem has to address a universal problem that faces everybody. Okay, and to be truly great, the poem has to somehow resolve the problem. So, in other words, if the poem isn't about everybody everywhere, if the poem isn't about human existence itself in some kind of universal way, then it just doesn't have any greatness to it. So the point is, um, if the poem is going to be somehow great, all right, if it's going to be worthy of our time, all right, if the poem is going to be great, worthy of our time, it has to be universal. Meaning it has to deal with some kind of problem that everybody has, and it has to somehow address the problem. Okay? It has to be universal. It has to deal with a problem that faces all of us. All right? And not only does it have to deal with, not only does it have to somehow uncover this universal problem, it has to somehow bring forth a solution. Bring forth a solution. So the point is, this poem, Tuft of Flowers, it's not just about a guy in a field, a butterfly. It's about you and me. It's about everything, okay? This poem is about everything about everything. Everything about everything. This poem is about everything about everything. All right? It's not some little isolated, narrative that's just, about one guy or something. That's not what it's about. It has a universal theme. And, the more a poem has a universal theme, the greater it is. Okay? That's just the way it is, because it's like profound, it's a universal theme. It has a profound meaning. Okay. Now, we've already talked about profound meaning, coffee, universal solution to not being awake. Okay. All right. So, well, what is the profound problem? What is the universal problem? Well, we've already talked about it. The universal problem is people let you down and the world lets you down. Okay? People let you down world lets you down. Okay, so people let you down because they really don't, you feel like you have this connection, this fellowship, companionship, and it's not there. You realize you're alone. See? People let you down. You're alone. You had some great relationship with the girlfriend. Next thing you know, she just wants to be friends. You're dumped. That's it. You're gone. So you're alone, right? How does the world let you down? Ultimately, death. All right? The horror of death. We were talking before about like Frost's son Elliot just dies, 4 years old, and he just dies. Okay, so there's the problem. The world is, in some sense, in the face of loneliness and death. The world is, it has a meaninglessness. Meaninglessness. The word these philosophers like to use a lot is that the world is absurd, meaning meaningless. Absurd. The meaninglessness of existence. Why is it meaningless? People let you down. The world lets you down. All right? Most you can hope for is, is intoxication. Most you can hope for is intoxication, meaning, escape. The butterfly takes off. I'm out of here. All right, so now the question becomes, how the hell does a guy saving a bunch of flowers resolve this problem? That seems ridiculous. So that's the next thing we got to look at. Okay, so obvious question. How does sparing a bunch of flowers resolve the absurdity of the world? How does sparing flowers solve the absurdity of existence? Okay, that seems ridiculous. If you get on the web and look under Spark Notes or something like that, it's something where these people interpret these poems. There's this guy who kind of does an interpretation of Tuft of Flowers, and you can tell the entire time he's talking about the poem, he's kind of making fun of it. Like he's saying, "Oh yeah, everything's going to be great because now the flowers are alive. Yeehaw." Yeehaw, flowers alive. He's making fun of Frost, okay? Yeehaw, flowers alive. All is great. All is wonderful. Okay, so obviously there's got to be more going on than just the guy saving flowers, and that resolves the the darkness and despair and absurdity of the universe. Okay, there's got to be more going on here. All right, what is going on that represents this kind of ultimate solution to the world of despair? What is actually happening here? All right, that's what we got to ask ourselves. What is happening? All right, now here's the first question, and I'm going to make sure I read it out of my notes correctly. All right. Okay, here's the question. Do the flowers make the mower rejoice over the sunrise? Okay? Or does the sunrise make him rejoice over the flowers? Okay? Which comes first? This is important. All right. Number one. Do the flowers make him rejoice over the sunrise? Okay. Do the flowers make him rejoice over the sunrise? Or does the sunrise make him rejoice over the flowers? Okay, so see, it's a matter of what comes first. Like we said, but the butterfly turned first. Remember we talked about how important firstness is? Here it is right here, see? What comes first? What comes first is very important. Does the sunrise come first and then he spares the flowers? Or does he spare the flowers and that makes him rejoice over the sunrise? See? What's primary? What's primary? Well, guess what? Frost tells you the answer in the poem. He tells you the answer. Okay, so what's he say? He says, the mower and the dew had loved them thus by leaving them to flourish not for us, nor yet to draw one thought of ours to him, but from sheer morning gladness at the brim. Okay, so basically what he's saying is, from his sheer morning gladness at the brim, at the sunrise, it's because of that he lets the flowers flourish. So obviously, this is our answer. The sunrise comes first. The sunrise is what makes him rejoice over the flowers. The sunrise is primary. Then he saves the flowers, all right? So the question is, what is going on here with this mower's, recognition of this sunrise? Like what the hell is going on here? All right. Here is the basic dynamic of the solution to the poem, okay? Or the solution to darkness. Here's the basic dynamic. All right, first thing. He's at the edge. The brim. He's at an edge of the brook, all right? What does that mean? That's the end of his work. Okay? He's done. Done mowing. All right, now, boom. Here he is. Work has been completed. Now he's at this moment. Here he is. Boom. Sun rises. Okay. Sun rises. All right. End of work. Sun rises. Okay. Boom. Tuft of flowers. He lets them flourish. Okay. Now, what's really going on here is this. What this guy is advocating, what this guy is affirming is the glory of the future, the glory of the future as future. The glory of the future as future. Now, what does that mean? Well, future is sheer morning gladness. In other words, it's a new day. It's the new morning, okay? The glory of future as future. What's the future? New morning. New day. Morning. Now, what's it mean, the glory of the future as future? Well, what it means is this. Future as future is just pure possibility. In other words, everything here, all the work is done. See? Done. Over. Guess what? Future as future. Future as future. Pure possibility. Anything and everything is possible because the future, in its essence, is what we call unprecedented. Okay? It's brand new. All right? Future as future. Unprecedented. Unprecedented. Future as future. Unprecedented. Brand new. Now look at what this guy's doing. He's totally done his work, okay? But he doesn't even care about that. Like he couldn't care less about that. All he's doing is focusing on, wow, the glory of the new day. It's his whole focus is on what is about to be, not what's already over. See? His whole focus is on the not yet. His entire focus is on the not yet. The unprecedented nature of the future as pure possibility. The unprecedented nature of the future, the new day, as pure possibility. Okay? And here's the simple conclusion. Is there any despair or darkness that somehow triumphs over the future as future? Well, the answer is no, because the future as unprecedented, as pure possibility, it can bring forth an abundance of goodness, okay? It's only people who live here. It's only when you live in the past that despair wins. Only when you live in the past does despair win. Only when you live in the past. Only when you live in the past does despair win. The future as unprecedented, holds a victory over the past because anything's possible. Anything's possible. So our basically what we're saying is this. The real solution to the world of darkness is the next moment, the fact that, the glory of existence itself as pure possibility. The future as future is the potentiality for absolute goodness. The potential for something glorious. And that's all this guy's doing. All he's doing is recognizing the glory. All right? The glory of the new day. Why is it glorious? Because it's new. Because it's new. Because it's about to be. It hasn't had. It's filled with possibility. About to be. And what he does in this affirmation of the future is future, what he does is he spares the tuft of flowers. See, that's his offering. That's his offering to the glory of the new day. When he spares the tuft of flowers, see? That's his offering. That's his offering to the new day. That's his thanks and praise to the new day. His thanks and praise. So what is he doing here? He's saying we should affirm and glorify the future as future because it's pure possibility. It's unprecedented. Anything can happen, all right? Only people who wallow in the past are in despair. And what does the future represent? The possibility of flourishing, see? Thriving, prospering. To thrive, to prosper. So that's what he does, see? In his affirmation of the glory of the new day, in future as unprecedented, he then does this act that shows the beauty of the future, okay? He lets the flowers flourish because all of us, insofar as we affirm the unprecedented nature of the future, we can flourish. We don't have to wallow in our despair back here in the past. See, there's a possibility of flourishing, of thriving, prospering, like the tuft of flowers, and that's of course, that's a beautiful thing.